Hello and welcome to another Forgotten Realms gaming video. I'm Telshaz. Today we're going to be taking a look at some Marvel Duel. We've got Journey into the Mystery Season upon us, and I'm going to show you guys a couple things. One of them is going to be the HYDRA deck, which right now I believe is the end-all be-all counter to the meta, HAIL HYDRA. And before we jump into it here, I'm going to go ahead and kind of go over the deck list with you. So a couple keys to the deck, okay? One of them is Hydra Bombardment, right here. There's an empty slot on the opposing battlefield. Summon a Hydra Elite Soldier from a random slot on the opposing battlefield and deal 5 damage to their adjacent characters. Trigger once in each battle. So this is key because the new Doctor Strange meta typically has 5 cards on the board. Once they've built their board base, they leave an empty spot to go ahead and teleport into, okay? So this will automatically trigger when the fight starts, and it can do some nasty things like take out whoever's going to be summoning for them. Fill that spot with a Hydra Elite Soldier so that they can't summon any longer, etc, etc, okay? So we should have 4 of these in here. I don't know why it's only showing 3. Anyways, very big key card, heavy meta counter there, okay? And you got Madam Hydra. When Hydra Elite Soldiers on the opposing battlefield take damage, give your other Hydra characters +2 power. This will trigger infinitely, okay? It goes from 2 to 4 to 8 as you 4-start, okay? All right, then you've got Arnim Zola. When Hydra Elite Soldiers on the opposing battlefield take damage, deal 5 damage to a random opponent. That goes to 10, and of course, scales to 20, right? So those 3 together, right, build a very big board for you, ping a lot of them, take away all of Doctor Strange's teleporting, okay? Kills all the key characters to the combat. You got Crossbones, so when attacked by a non-Hydra character, summon a Hydra Elite Soldier, place them to the attacker's right, okay? So then it becomes 2, then it becomes 4, and again, he fills all those occupied slots, right? More importantly, he continues to put them on the board for Zola to ping, right? And for Hydra to go off and gain his power. Does that make sense? So these guys combined is the core of the deck. And the idea here is that you can sit in shop 4 and just 4-star them all. Okay, so there's no reason to really push past this point, which makes it very consistent. It makes the deck draw very well. It means you hit your pieces. One of the downfalls to the current meta in Doctor Strange is oftentimes the deck will miss its pieces. You typically won't. Okay, I'm going to make another video shortly on the Doctor Strange meta because we have that deck as well. It plays just fine. This is kind of a hard counter to it. So I wanted to show you the counter first, then I'll show you the meta. We'll put them both out today probably. Then you got Red Skull, obviously. Hydra Elite Soldiers on the opposing battlefield. Remember, I just showed you all the ways you put those in play, right? They're always cloaked. Cloaked is the opponents must attack characters without cloaked first, so they live. And then they gain 10 power and target their own characters and attack, right? Okay, then it's 20, then it's 40. Now, he's just gravy. Your odds of hitting him are when you starburst these cards, right? You'll hit a Red Skull. You'll also motivate into it if you starburst and hit a Hydra motivation, okay? In game, after you starburst him, you can go to shop 5 and try to get here. He's not really necessary. He's just the gravy on top, right? He's the added little bonus to what we're doing. He's not the fuel that runs the deck. The fuel that runs the deck is Arnim Zola, Madam Hydra, Crossbones, and Bombardment. That's the fuel, okay? Of course, you got Thanos. Thanos is Thanos. It's always getting to pinch. And then Mad Driven Bomb is, again, just gravy. You can put one on a Red Skull. If you don't know what it does, I'll go over it here. Special action, opponents with the cost of 3 or lower take actions immediately. It triggers twice per battle. You know, has a cost of 3 or lower? Hydra Elite Soldiers. Put them on a Red Skull. They get a bunch of attack power and start smacking their own team members. You get it. So, gravy. Again, gravy, guys. Not necessarily needed. It's if the game lasts that long. Typically, the game doesn't. Okay? All right, we're going to move on over to Hela. Show you guys what's in Hela here. Really, you've got Hela for Destroyer, 4 copies of Destroyer, still a great card, and Hush Now, okay? Hush Now is in a lot of decks. Go ahead and stun your opponent, that's good, okay? You don't really have Hela for anything else. Surtur can be a win condition in special places. Trading places can be a Crossbones back, which is nice. Other than that, Hela can actually be replaced if you wanted to, okay? Spider-Man is vital. Spider-Man has to be here. Spider-Man is a great addition to this deck, okay? And it's really for 5 cards. 2 web shooters. One goes on Zola, one goes on Madam Hydra. So now your characters not only ping and buff, they stun the other side of the board, okay? Web snares, which stops Black Widow. It stops Captain Marvel and the Ronin combo, all the pings, right? It stops Doctor Strange. So again, it's a hard counter to those decks, right? So stunning with the web snare in game is good. And then Goblin Glider is obviously the awesome stun that stuns everybody. Everything else here, kind of just filler. You can draw these early game, get a nice little combo going. I don't think I've ever played any of this, if I'm being honest with you. We've got Star-Lord here. Star-Lord is in the deck because of tempo. He's also in the deck because of his hero power right here. Captain's Bounty. Once per game, reduce the cost of all support character cards in the shop to 0. Okay, support characters. You mean like Madam Hydra, Arnim Zola, Red Skull, all the keys to the deck? Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Gladiator, get him early, get him often, build him up like your destroyer, carry you through tempo. You can Milano for some tempo. Depending on what you draw and how it goes, you can Rocket early, you can Drax, you can even out a Morlock. So you see the point. 4 destroyers, 4 gladiators, Stunverse, and then all your neutral Hydra cards. 4 Madam Hydras, 4 Arnim Zolas, 4 Crossbones, and Red Skulls. That's the board you're looking to build. Okay, this is how we win. It's right here in this section. It's what we do, and it counters hard on Doctor Strange. Power recruitment. Want to make sure we get there fast and get what we need. Okay, power recruitment is probably the default hero ability in almost every deck at this point. There's a few that you can make the case for running something different. Hydra's not one of them, I guess. Like, all right. So we are in Stardust. We're gonna play rank play.
I fear no foe.
This will make sure we grab some Doctor Stranges against us here. And really, that's what we're trying to counter. The biggest decks right now I'm seeing in meta are Doctor Stranges. You're seeing some of the Kree Rush Captain Marvels, things of that nature. This counters all of them pretty well. It counters Black Widow. So it's got some opportunity here, and I think you'll see it. We've had a lot of wins with this deck the last few days. I've won a bunch of games without Red Skull at all. Okay. Here's an interesting beginning. So Ghost Spider is by far the better card, but it's worth as many stats. It's going to fit the theme better. We're going to go this way. Anyways, so I'm going to show you how to pilot it correctly to do what we're doing here. And more importantly, how an old favorite can be productive against a new meta. And a lot of players that don't want to spend the resources to craft Doctor Strange and go down the unknown world of whether or not that deck's going to get nerfed, etc., can build this instead and just have a counter to what everybody's running, right? That's unfortunate. Wish he would have picked there. We would have got both kills.
Deep and prepare.
Oh well. Alright, so we're definitely going to play Red Wing first. And then Hydra Elite Soldiers kind of fits what we're doing anyways. But more importantly, we just need the body on the board so we don't lose any more health.
Hail Hydra!
Turn 3, hit a Gladiator. That's good for us. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this. Grab Cosmo. Let him buff the Gladiator. Right? We'll put the jetpack on Gladiator. We're all in on the Gladiator strat, guys. We're just going to let the rest of this go. Alright, and so this should start the tempo really nicely. Okay, and this is going to be a Doctor Strange deck. You can see that here, right? So the key will be, can we kill these before they have a chance to do what he wants to do? One goes away. She's going to get off, unfortunately. And we're going to be fine here. That was not a Mystic card, clearly. So that's good for us. Probably a Return to Sender, something of that nature.
And prepare.
So Red Warrior, one to watch for later. He purposely shrunk, right? Definitely playing Strange. We should be able to beat this deck if we tempo correctly. Captain's Bounty is always the choice, especially when it has 4 gems. Okay. 7 League Boots, a decent buy for us. We're going to push to 4, so we want to stay. Crossbones we need. Okay. We don't need Adam Warlock. That would be a lie. But there's nothing wrong with Adam Warlock. This is kind of one of those spots I was telling you we can use them. We drew him early enough. So let's go ahead and do it this way. Because Adam Warlock gives all your Guardian characters +4 power, right? This is a Guardian's character. So now it makes more sense to keep. We're going to give these to the Deathbird. Give a real shot here for the buffs to go off. And let's see what happens. I think we have enough board tempo to make this work. Okay. We want to do some damage to take out General Ross for sure. There you go. They're going to do a bunch of shots to Crossbones, and that's fine. They get another Hydra Elite Soldier. It's okay. We are incredibly far ahead here. We're going to be fine. We're going to get the Triumph from Adam Warlock. We're going to get the Triumph on the Gladiator, and our board's going to grow tempo all on its own. And there's the buffs, okay? Madam Hydra is a Hydra card. Of course, we're taking that. Another Crossbones. Of course, we're taking that. Destroyer is part of our combo. He'll take the place of Deathbird. Hush Now is just a good card. Let's go ahead and do what we got to do.
Hydra will rule over
Now, we
all.
are going to go ahead and refresh, and the reason is we have Captain's Bounty. If we hit something, we can move into it, right? So I'm actually not going to do it. 3 is not enough value, but we are going to certainly lock this up and have a very big next turn as well that we know is coming, right? So 3 is not enough value. I typically try to make it at least 6. The answer is at least 6 off the hero power here. So we've got a Thor stun deck. Hela's, of course, the thing we're most worried about here. We got to make sure that we get a hit in on Hela early. There's one. He's got his own Hydra bombs. Right? We haven't drawn any of those yet, which is unfortunate for us. But we do have the means to kill Hela. Look at this Crossbones. Okay. And Crossbones is getting stronger as she just continues to buff him. Destroyer is going to do some splash damage and get the kill for us there. And there we go. So again, both of these guys are going to triumph again. And as you can see, the train is kind of rolling along, right?
Breathe deep and
The Hydra train is rolling along. Now we have at least one Doctor Strange deck in the Red Warrior. We've got 4 auto buys here. Okay? There's an Arnim Zola. Okay, we can't get another buff out of the Destroyer anyways. We could have zeroed and got the Zola and the web shooters right now for 7. I missed that play, actually.
Who opposes Madam Hydra?
Okay, so at this point, this is one out the welcome. These 2 are rolling, which is great, but Zola is more important to the deck. We're going to do this and hide these 2, okay? We're going to leave Crossbones back here for a little bit. Let him hang out and do his thing. We'll keep trucking along here. Okay, so Do Beam Zhao has a Captain Marvel deck. It's another deck that we are very good against. Okay. Now, what is really good against this deck is us having Hydra Bombardment, which we don't have at the moment. So we may be in trouble here with this Marvel. We're going to see what happens. We need Gladiator to go there. Gladiator went to Yanrog, which is really unfortunate for us. But we're okay. So without the Hydra Bombardments, that fight is a little closer than we wanted it to be. And now we're going to get a Ghost, right? Okay. Definitely want the other shooters. There's nothing wrong with the other Hush now, and it thins a card. There's Bombardment. Okay. Here's another Madam Hydra. Now, you might be asking why I didn't push this. I want a Starburst 5, remember? Super Scheme is going to hit 5. We'll take the Milano, that's fine.
Yield to Madam Hydra.
Okay. Yeah, we'll pick up another Destroyer, sure. We're playing a Ghost. We're certainly not Milanoing. We're going to get bigger buffs here, right? I put the Web Shooters on Arnim Zola because she's the lower power character. I don't want her to attack. And here we go. So you can kind of see here, they were trying to build the same deck. They just got there slower. They don't have the tempo that we do out of Guardians by running Black Widow. And that's why I wouldn't recommend doing that. They probably have better in-game, but you don't need the better in-game. You're going to get everybody out of this game by just running the tempo version.
Breathe deep and prepare.
Okay, there's Red Warrior sitting above us still, right? Gladiator with another buff. Let's wait on that. Okay, there's another Zola. There's another Zola. There's our 4th Destroyer. You can kind of see how everything comes together now. We'll take the Rallying Cry. We can still have a few hits like Crossbones off this. Didn't do it, but we'll take another Zola. Okay. Super Scheme. Hydra Motivation, absolutely. Alright, and so you can see we start to get a few hits, guys, right? We're gonna go ahead and do this and this. She's now the weakest.
Yes.
Okay.
This is good.
Remember, this targets 3 cards. We're not gonna do it on 2. It's a waste. We don't need it here anyways. We are up against the Red Warrior, though. We want to make sure we get far ahead. We're going to Milano here. I can't see another deck that's going to be more threatening, right? Even though it's a counter to Strange. Strange is still good. So, might as well Milano here. And obviously, we're going to push to shove 5. Because we've 4-starred everything out here now that we've wanted to, right? So as you can see, it's a Black Widow version of the deck. Repulsor Blast goes off, but it's not really doing much to us, guys. Bombardment's going to fill that spot, right? We talked about it. Now we need to get the kill here. This is the card that matters. So we're going to get the ping in from Wong, right? Okay. There's the ping. Unfortunately, we missed. We got the ping that time. And there we go. So Red Warrior is probably out of this game right now. Boom. Before Strange even gets off, Hydra's countered Strange. Right? Now we got a Ghost. And that's kind of the goal of what we're doing here. Look at the ramp, guys. Okay? So this board is terrible, right? So we're going to go ahead and upgrade the shop. And we're going to Hydra Motivate. Let's see what we get. Okay, here's a bomb. And then we're going to thin these 2 cards. Okay, bomb. Now let's go find Red Skull. Here's our Crossbones. We'll get a Super Scheme for a 6-drop card. Yeah, it's from our card pool, which we don't have. We can do Winter Soldier here. It's not the worst buy ever. Hydra Bombardment. We'll play that out. Okay, we were really hoping to hit a Red Skull. We did not get there. We could try again. We can try again, guys. We didn't get there. All right, it's okay. We're just going to let this board roll out. It's not a problem. We're against a ghost anyways. Remember, it was all free turns, guys. So remember, we're unlimited refreshing for Red Skull, who's going to take Adam Warlock's spot, right? And we can continue to do that. As you can see, Bombardment and the soldiers just stop Symbiote Spider-Man from doing anything. Okay? So they're just going off right now. Anyways, so we can continue to refresh because we have the Captain's Bounty, right? So had I have hit Red Skull at any point there, he's free. And we've got 4 copies, so the odds of hitting him are decent. All right, we'll grab the Gladiator. We're still trying to 4-star him. There's a 4-star Gladiator. Okay, we don't have all of our web shooters, right? So we're going to take the Wrath Restraints. It's better than nothing. We're going to let this board go. Now, we've tried many ways to hit a Red Skull in this game, and so far we've been unlucky. That's kind of what I was trying to point out to you, though. It doesn't really matter. Okay, now this restraint stopped Angela from being able to hit the Autumn Zola. Everybody see that right there? Again, stopped Angela from being able to do anything. It's the only thing giving us a chance in this battle. Angela would have wrecked us, actually. So that restraint ends up being pretty key there, and now we're pretty far ahead. There's the pings, and those pings are going to get this done for us, guys. With quite a lot, with 99 still on the board. All right, here we go, last fight. We've still got our hero power that we haven't used. We'll grab Milana, why not? We'll grab a web snare. Why not? There's Red Skull. Look at all the value here. Boom.
Agamotto, aid your
Here we go.
disciple.
Okay, Warlock's gone. Red Skull's in. You guys are getting sold. Milano's getting played. Web snare's getting played. Okay, let's get rid of that. Now we're still going to look for Red Skull. I don't need anything else on this board, guys. Nothing. This is the board that you want. Pumpkin bombs are fine on Red Skull, honestly. So is this machine gun, though. We'll keep looking. Okay, we didn't get there. So what are we up against? Intergalactic War. We're going to grab the pumpkin bombs. I could have also grabbed the opening act, right? But remember, we've got web snare going off and a Milana going off. I don't know that we need the opening act. I think it's more important the Red Skull doesn't attack. We'll see what happens here. There's the buff on the front too. Goblin Glider goes off, which really hurts us. So Red Skull dies. I still think we're okay. If anything, it kind of proves how much we don't need Red Skull. So there's the carry from Destroyer. You get a ping on Marvel, you get a second ping on Marvel, Yamrod gets stunned. I mean, look at this. So with literally the entire board being shop 4 or lower.
Prepare. Now I'll unleash my full powers.
We deal 25 damage.
A mighty struggle.
And so that's essentially what Hydra's doing to the meta right now, in my honest opinion. I think Hydra is the way to go, and hopefully it helps you. Again, I ran it with Doctor Strange. I'm just trying to level him up. I'd run it with Star-Lord. I'd run for the Captain's Bounty. You know, I made a misplay in there. There was all kinds of stuff in there, and we still just kind of walked all over that game. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it's helpful in beating the new meta, hanging out in Journey into Mystery, which has 29 days left, so this should have some value for you. Most of those cards are not legendaries, and most of those cards people will readily have available. You guys should be able to build this deck, and hopefully it helps you continue to beat Doctor Strange and progress on ladder this season. I'm Telshaz. This is a Forgotten Realms gaming video, and I'll see you on the other side of the realm.